everyone. So hopefully I'm recording here. I think so. Yes, I can. So I want to show you the power of the volume scale by doing an eye again, but this time a monochromatic eye. So pretty much it's just going to be using one color to do the painting. As I was doing the painting here, there are different array of colors in this painting. But I'm going to show you how powerful you can do, how powerful the volume scale is. You can do a painting with just one color, and that would be our next project. So I showed you how to do the outline of the eye already, so we can hopefully skip that. But let's do it again. So I'm going to show you how to do the eye one more time. So, and my version of the eye. You can probably go online, go on YouTube, and find different versions of how to do an eye. But we can do it this way. No way is wrong, right? So I just draw a line straight through the paper, and then bring it up, and then down, starting at the bottom, and then the eye duct here, and then connect it there at the bottom of that line again. And so I am drawing this backwards. Then I'm going to draw the circle, and that's going to be my pupil. And I'm going to draw a line straight through the center, and that's going to be my iris. So we have it here, right? I drew a line straight through. I started at the bottom here, at the bottom of the line, bringing it up, starting at the bottom again of that line, then connecting it to my tear duct over here. And this is going to be where my nose is kind of, matching the noses there. Then I made a circle all the way around. Drew a line from here to here, to the top, outside of it, and then at the bottom, and then circled it there. And that will be my pupil. Okay? Again, straight line through, starting at the bottom of the line, where my tear duct's going to be. Bringing it around at the bottom, attaching to the tear duct. Line straight through, circling it, iris and pupil. I'm also going to do my eyebrow. Bring it up and down. Beautiful arch. Now we are going to erase all our structure lines, I will call them. And that's the line that's going straight through. This circle line here, because we don't need those. We have our eye now, so we don't need those lines. I'm going to trace it back, put it back on there. That's her eye. And you can go over it again with eraser to tighten it up if you feel like it. But in the end as well, what I didn't mention before is what you can do. Because our paint watercolors is so transparent, it's probably best to go over your drawing and kind of take a little bit of that pencil marking out, so it won't show as much when you start to paint. So it's going to be there, but not as darkly. Just rub it out a little bit. So we have the outline, but it won't interfere with your paint as much. Okay. So it's very thin, as you can see, but it's there. Okay. I have so many of these things. So I'm going to go back to the one that I kind of was working on already. So now I'm going to get my towel here. So I'm going to use a round brush. It's a little bigger than this one that I was using here. So yeah, round brush to wet my board, and so that's going to be the first volume. You can start however you want to, because some people say, well, do I start in the back? Do I start the front? Whatever is comfortable for you. If you feel like you want, usually I start with the eyebrows, but I'm just kind of jumping in here right now because I want to get started. I would start below, not the eyebrows, but below the brow here. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna reference this volume chart. So do that if you need to. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a little dark, it's a little light. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So again, this is our scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to use 1 and 2 for my first layer. So again, this is to show you how you can use the scale to do a monochromatic painting, and that's just going to be using, it's a fancy word, using one color. Okay, so I have that. I'm going to use this technique. It's called rubbing. And this is not even like this is not even a 1, it's a 2 on this on our scale. Let me pull it out for you. Maybe I should. I hate to tear it off, but maybe I need to, because then you start tearing off stuff, you lose it. that will help. Okay. Let's see if I can even do this so you guys can see it properly. Alright. Ooh, this is going to be a challenge. Painting upside down. Alright. So that's very thin, but you can see, and I'm gonna rub this off again. That's I would say to be the 2, right? So now I'm going to wet my paper again. I've done this enough times that I feel like I can control. I was telling you guys before that it's hard. I don't like to wet my paper doing wet on wet because sometimes I lose control. You can lose control of the paint if you do it that way. For me, but I think I've done this enough that I can monitor it and work with it. And this is going to be my first layer. So again, I'm going to go with a 2 here. My first layer. So what you can do with the first layer, sometimes you can sit and let it dry itself, or you can use a blow dryer and force the dry. Either way is fine, depends on how much time you have. So now I'm going to put another layer on there. This is going to kind of be like a 4, right? So I don't want it that dark yet. So I'm going to eventually, spread this paint around here, but it's going to be still wet enough so that I can do a lift. So I'm not going to use any more paint. I'm just going to use the water to spread it around. Lift it off so you can see a little bit more, right? So you also have to kind of, when you're doing these kind of paintings and you're doing shadows, keep in mind of where your shadows are going to be. So I usually have my light source kind of up into the right of my painting. So once I started adding more layers and everything, I'm consciously aware of where I want to either leave some of the painting blank to make way for the light source, or I can do the whole painting and then start adding a darker white to stand in for the light. So it wouldn't be watercolors, because watercolors are so transparent. I would use a paint like a gouache to represent the light source that I want. So I'm going to do both actually. So because I've already kind of painted this in here, and also I want you to kind of be aware of how you're painting. So I'm not going to be painting straight up and down because it's not going to, it's an eye is not a flat thing. It's a round thing. It's a living thing. It's a 3D thing. And so our objects are going to, my paint is going to work around the object, be the shape of the object. If it was a shadow and it was on the floor, the ground, it would be straight flat. But it's not. It's a round object. It's 3D, so it has to go with the shape of it. So I'm going around it. Simple enough, right? Just shaping the object as I go. That looks beautiful. Look at that. I love that. That's great. I'm sure you guys are on the same level here, seeing how it's okay. Now I'm gonna add more water to this to do my shadows.
All right, Cameron, you have a good one?
You too?
Taking you up to lunch?
Yeah.
So